Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back and support my channel. Today is day something of Vlogmas. I'm not sure which day it is. I am not sure when I will be uploading it. So depending on the order it is in, this is a Vlogmas video. I'm not sure which day, however. So, hi, and welcome to my crazy Vlogmas life here. Today, I am actually doing a disappointing products of 2019 video for you. I am coming to you with this video of products that I tried in 2019, so not necessarily products that came out in 2019. As a matter of fact, I know several of them didn't come out in 2019, but there are products that I tried in 2019, really gave a good go-to, and they just were meh for me. And some of them were meh to the extent that I talked about them in so many faves and flops videos that I can't even stand myself. And some of them are just flops, just products I did not like. With that being said, if I don't like them and you do, good for you. Like, I think that that is amazing. Sometimes we like products different from what our neighbor likes, and sometimes we like them similar, and it's okay to have differing opinions of the products because there are so many different products and so many different skin types and so many different people on the planet that we are all bound to have differing opinions. So, with that disclaimer out of the way, I'm going to jump into these products. I'm going to start with a couple of items that I know actually are rather old to makeup. And the first one would be maybe not old, but older. This guy came out in 2018. I know it was like maybe October 2018, something like that. But I didn't try it until this last year. It is the Morphe 8S Stellar Impact Highlighting Palette. You guys, this is what this looks like. I really like the single highlighters from Morphe. I think that they are amazing, which is why I bought this. I bought this one because of how amazing I thought the other ones were, the single ones. This just isn't it. This is just not an amazing highlight palette. I find it to be really glittery. The formulation is not the same. It doesn't sit on my face the same way the other ones do. It really adds to my texture versus like not necessarily hiding it, but or masking it, but it definitely shows my texture more than the singles do. I don't find that it is as pretty as the singles are. Some of the shades in here are really pretty, but just not on my skin. It's just not for me. I do still use it occasionally, but on my eyes versus on my cheekbones, or I might use it like in the inner corner in the brow bone area of my eye, or as like a lid shade, but not really on my cheeks, which is what it's there for. This was also holiday 2018 for NARS, and I liked it a lot when I first purchased it, and I just thought that all the bad reviews were silly bad reviews. But this is the NARS Tryst cheek palette, and this is what it looks like. I will say that I really do think it's beautiful for the 20 seconds that it lasts on your skin. Number one, it's a super sheer wash of color, not anything like any other NARS cheek product that you find. Usually their cheek products are pretty opaque and just beautiful on the skin. These are still beautiful on the skin, they just don't last very long, and they're super sheer. It's a super sheer wash of color. This is the highlight, and you guys can see that on my finger. It looks beautiful, but then I blend it into my hand and you can't even see it. So Same with the blush. This is the darkish blush in the palette, and then you blend it onto the skin and it just kind of goes away. Like, we can see it right there where I first touched it, but guaranteed by the end of this video that'll be gone. It just doesn't last very long, and I don't really get it. I don't understand it, because NARS cheek products aren't like that. So for me, this was not epic in the year 2019. The next product I have is actually something that I got as a sample, but then I also got the full size, and I really loved it at first. I think I actually had it in a faves and flops video as a favorite because of how it felt on my skin. But it is this Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder, and this stuff I really liked at first, because it really does, when you first open it up, first start using it, you put it on your brush, it is a powder and it goes onto your skin, it feels like water. It is this coolest sensation I've ever felt from a powder. But then it dries up, and it dries up really super quickly. And even if you're making sure that the lid is on super tight, it dries up super quick. And once it does that, then it just actually kind of goes on your face in a manner that it makes it feel and look rather cakey. So not my favorite product of, as a matter of fact, I think I put it in my 20 worst products from Becca. Well, 20 worst products and 20 by brands in 20 minutes. I don't know what that's. I'll link the video up in the cards because I can't remember what I named it, but I think that this was what I put as Becca's worst product, sadly. And the next product I have is this, and I actually got this from GMC in April, and I am not really a person who enjoys like blurring foundations or blurring primers. And I don't like blurring primers because I feel like they just kind of sit on top of your skin. They make the makeup that goes over the top of it kind of pill up, and I'm not sure if it's the primer or if it's the makeup that's pilling, but it feels really wonky. So I got this in gratis at GMC this last year, and it is the Revolution Pro. Man, if I could talk, that'd be super. It is the Revolution Pro Blur Stick Universal Face Primer, and it kind of looks like a stick deodorant. This is what it looks like on the exterior, and then you open it up, and this is what it looks like on the interior. I mean, it literally is a deodorant stick that you put onto your face. And you know, truth be told, that is exactly what it feels like on your face, on your skin. It feels like a deodorant stick that you're putting onto your skin. What I will say is I feel like this really didn't do anything for my makeup application. And once it's on the skin and you try and rub it, it goes on and it's super stiff. It's super stiff. And then you just kind of like try and press it into your skin or like wipe it into your skin, and it feels like it goes away. Like right now, my skin feels like it just kind of went away. There's nothing there, which I would say is amazing for a primer, but I don't feel like this did anything to prime my skin either. I feel like it literally was there and then it wasn't. And I don't feel like it did anything for makeup application. And it's a little unsanitary, honestly. My biggest qualm with it is it doesn't feel like it's there once you know you've put it there. So I can't necessarily say it's the worst product in the world, because I'm not sure that it's even a product that lasted on my skin at all. I feel like my skin maybe ate it up almost immediately after application. The next thing I have here is this, and this was actually in a BoxyCharm, and it is the Jante Blue Long Lasting Intense Black Color Eyeliner with Gold Glitter. This is quite possibly the worst eyeliner on the market. It has giant chunks of glitter in this pencil, and it actually kind of feels scratchy on your eyes. And I don't know if you guys can see the chunky glitterness in there, but it doesn't feel good. And if it gets into your eyes, it even more so doesn't feel good. And I just kind of smudged it, and you can see all the glitter down in the one section here, because it all just moves. The glitter moves around in this eye pencil. It is the worst eye pencil on the planet. It doesn't feel good to put it on. It's not creamy and smooth like a lot of other eye pencils. The glitter in it is actually pretty chunky, and it makes me wonder because, you know, we have those pressed glitters in like ColourPop palettes, and they say not eye safe, which makes me wonder about this one because that glitter is actually pretty big, but it doesn't say it's not eye safe, and it's in an eye pencil. So I don't really understand it because it is scratchy. The next thing I have in here is this Trust Fund Beauty. I think I got this in an IPSY. It is a liquid highlighter, and it is quite possibly the worst liquid highlighter out there. I know I have mentioned this in a faves and flops. It comes out kind of stiff. It's very stiff, actually. Very kind of worm-like, and that is what it looks like. And then you blend it out, and it's a really pretty highlight, right? But it stays super tacky. It doesn't dry down. It stays super tacky on your skin. I felt like my hair kept getting into it and like dragging it across my face when I'd move my hair out. It's just really wet and really super tacky. And then once it does start to dry even just the slightest bit, it starts bubbling up, and not bubbling, I guess, but balling up and kind of peeling off of your face. It is so gross. It is so gross. I don't know what they were thinking with that. Like, if you're going to have a liquid highlight, I think liquid highlights do better in a more liquid than they do. And I don't know that I can even say that, because we have some cream highlights out there that are pretty phenomenal. I'm trying to wipe my hand off without wiping that NARS blush off so that we can look at it at the end of the video and you guys can see that it's, I mean, it's kind of still there. Kind of. The next thing I have is this. It is the Ofra Makeup Fixer. I didn't not like this product because of the product. I didn't like this product because of the smell. This thing is so heavily perfumed. It is so floral scented. It gave me a headache. I loved the mist on it. The sprayer on it sprayed. I likened it a lot to the Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Spray, except for in a spritzer formula. So, or a spritzer format. So like with Morphe, you can just spray it and it sprays forever. This had the same like spray, but you had to spritz it. So it wasn't like continuous, but the output of the spray, is that what, you know what I mean, right? Right. The output of the spray nozzle was very much like the output of the spray nozzle from the Morphe Continuous Mist. So it was a very nice mister. It was a very good setting spray-ish. I don't know that it helped with the longevity, honestly, of my makeup. I think it did, but I couldn't handle the scent. It smelled so floral. So floral. It gave me a headache almost every single time I wore it, almost immediately. So the next thing I have is this. This was in three faves and flops videos. This is the $1 Billion Brows Universal Brow Pencil. So I really love the spoolie on this guy. The spoolie is pretty fab. It's pretty amazing, but the product and the component of this was a pain in my ass. I hated using this pencil. When I used this pencil, I would, you know, twist it up and start using it, and as I'm using it, it would twist itself back in. So I would continue to have to twist it back up and twist it back up and twist it back up in order to use it. which pissed me off. Also, it's really waxy, creamy waxy. So it would go on, and if I had to, I think I mentioned this in one of my flops videos, if I had to brush it out because I got a little bit too much in one area because it was a little bit creamy waxy, you have to brush it out. If I got this spoolie anywhere above my eyebrow hairs up here, like I would have eyebrow pencil all over on my forehead if I touched my eyebrows during the day for any reason. If I was moving a hair off of them or anything, my finger would get some on it just by messing with my hair, and it would push eyebrow pencil all over the place all day long. This stuff moved. I hated that it moved. I hated that the component wouldn't keep the eyebrow pencil up. It wasn't a horrible color. I really did like the color. I really wanted to love the product, and I used it all up because I persevere through it all. I just wanted to use it. I just wanted to love it, and I just didn't. I hated it. I would never purchase that pencil ever in a billion years. The next thing I have is this, and it is the Wonder Beauty Unlashed Volume and Curl mascara. I actually have a couple mascaras here, and this one I did not like. I liked initially. I liked it initially because of its natural nature. Then as I used it, I realized that that natural nature was honestly one of the things that I hated about it. I hated that it didn't do for my lashes what I really wanted it to do, which was to do what it said it was going to do, volumize and give them some curl. It didn't do either one of those things. It didn't do anything for my lashes. You could barely tell I was wearing mascara. What I did love about it though is I think at that point in time it was the first mascara that I had used that didn't land itself on my cheekbones all the time. So I think that's why I loved it, because it didn't flake, it didn't any of that. But it also didn't do much for my lashes. The second one that I have is this one, and this also was in, I think, 3 flops videos, and it is the Milk Mascara, the Kush Mascara. And the reason why I hated this was not because it was a bad product, but because it burnt the F out of my eyes. I hated using this, but I loved how I loved what the mascara did for my lashes, but I hated using it because I wanted to rip my eyeballs out of my face every single time I used it, which is no fun, right? We don't like feeling like we need to claw our own eyeballs out. So I just can't use this Milk Kush mascara, and I really wish I could, because it is a beautiful mascara, but it does make my eyes burn. The next thing I have is this. My friend Nona will probably be like, okay, I got it. I'm not buying it. I won't buy it. I promise I won't buy it. This is the worst foundation on the planet. The worst. And I don't even know if it's for sale anymore. It probably is. I don't know. I picked it up at TJ Maxx, and there's probably a reason why it was at TJ Maxx. It is awful. This foundation, if you guys have not seen me rant about this foundation, you're missing something fantastic. You're going to get a little piece of it today. So this foundation comes with a contour stick, which the contour really wasn't that bad, honestly, and then a mascara. The mascara stick didn't have very much product, first and foremost. This doesn't have very much product in it. The mascara. Did I say mascara a minute ago? The foundation itself is super creamy, so you think that it's going to be amazing when you first put it on, and I went from like ABH stick foundations, which are horrible, to this one thinking, oh, this is a lot more creamy, this feels better already, but it's so creamy that it just moves. It just moves wherever it wants to move. It just moves all over the place. It's definitely not transfer proof. It's definitely not even transfer resistant. It just moves wherever it wants to go. At one point, one day, I was in a store and my daughter came into the store and she's like, what is on your nose? Well, I looked in the mirror and I was wearing this foundation, and the makeup, this makeup that had been on my nose, on the sides of my nose, had moved itself to the center of my nose and was just in like this pile going up my nose. And nobody had said a dang word. Whatever. But that was just, that was the end of it for me. That was the end of it for me. I had tried and tried and tried with that foundation, and I was done with it. It was awful. The most atrocious foundation ever. And then there's this foundation, which is the Tarte Shape Tape Hydrating Foundation, which I wanted to love. There's maybe a little bit left in there because it started to stink, so I quit using it. Yeah, it smells rancid. It's awful. I think there's just a little bit left in there. This isn't hydrating. It's not hydrating at all. I hate the doe foot applicator that you put it on with, because you have to go in like 18 times to get as much as you want to put on your face. It just doesn't grasp all the foundation that you need. Maybe the first few times that you stick it in there, but not after the first few times. And it's not hydrating at all. I found it actually dried out my face a lot. It it stuck to the dry patches in my skin and actually emphasized the dryness. I felt like it made my face look like cake face. It was awful. On the most polar opposite end of this. This was too creamy, so creamy that it moved all over the place. And this was so drying that it made my face dry after having it on. The next thing I have is this. It is the e.l.f. Hydrating Gel Melt Cleanser. This was my second experience with a melt off like balm cleanser, and the first one was actually in my my products of 2019 that I loved. And I tried this because I really wanted a cheaper version of a balm cleanser that I could use as like a first cleanse, and this one again just wasn't it. I loved the packaging. The packaging is really luxe looking. It looks like a high-end product, and it's e.l.f. It's really pretty plastic, really like clouded green glass. It's so beautiful, and I really, really, really wanted to love it. This product I had to use probably a ratio of 3:1 to like the Green Clean like by Pharmacy. I could use like one little tiny ball, one little tiny swipe of that all over my face, and it would take off a good amount of makeup in that first cleanse. This one I had to use probably 2 or 3 times more product than that, and I had to go over my face twice with it in order for it to take off the same amount of makeup that the Green Clean was taking out in one. So it was just super disappointing. I really wanted it to work, because why spend $30 on a melt off balm when you can get one for like $8? I really wanted it to work. It just didn't. The next thing I have are these. I purchased these and this was the worst idea ever. These are the Too Faced Melted Latex lipsticks, lip glosses. What are these even? What I will say is they are so thick and so goopy, and like the Smashbox foundation, just want to move around on your face. I wore this one once in a video and then realized when I was editing the video that the lipstick had moved into like the corners of my mouth, and I had like these lipstick corners that were like kind of droopy. It was gross. It was gross. I think I got rid of the video. I think maybe I put a disclaimer in the video. I can't remember exactly, but these are gross. They the thing about it is that I purchased them because I really like the Too Faced Melted Liquid like lips, the ones that come in the tubes with these ones. I really like these. I think they're beautiful. They go on really nicely. They stay on really nicely. They've got a good longevity. I love the applicator on them. I think the applicator is nice and soft. These ones, there is no applying them well. They're like a gloss or liquid lipstick. I'm not exactly sure what they are, but they move. They move all over the place. This one is a really great color too. I wish it worked for me because I love this color. This one, not so much. I probably should never have purchased this color. It's kind of like a baby pink, and it really doesn't look really good on my skin tone, on my lips. The final disappointing product for me, and the reason why this is a disappointing product is because it came in a BoxyCharm. So I got it for free. I didn't have to purchase, well, I didn't get it for free. I pay for my BoxyCharms, but I was so excited when it came. I really love this company. I really love what it stands for. I also have a ton of products from this company that I use on a regular that are like some of my favorites, some of my holy grail items. And I really wanted to love this. But this broke me out like no other, and so quickly. This is the It Confidence in a Cream moisturizer. It is an anti-aging armor. It's a transforming moisturizing super cream. Transforming, yes. I went from clear skin, beautiful skin, because really I like my skin, to one whole side of my face covered in pimples. And I am not a person who has an acne issue. I'm not a person that has pimples on a regular. I'm not a person that gets pimples hardly ever. And I used that for, I think it was 2 weeks total. And within the first 3 days, I had pimples. And I honestly was like, okay, well, sometimes when you start using a new product, your skin kind of revolts to it and it'll go away. Well, then I just kept popping up with worse and worse and worse pimples. And I got one on the end of my nose right here. And now I have a scar from it. So I have a real nice scar from, from this product. It was just, I love It Cosmetics. I love their brushes. I have an eyeliner that is theirs that I absolutely love. The It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Corrector. The It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. Like It Cosmetics Foundation. I love those things. The CC cream, awesome. This is just not it. It's just not it. Oh, one more thing. Okay. Last but not least, the final product in my disappointing products video is this, and it is the Morphe Artistry Palette 9G Oh My Gorge. Oh, I really loved this palette. I loved the look of it. I loved the fact that it was a Morphe palette with a mirror, and it had 9 pans. It was a smaller palette. I loved the colors in it. It just didn't perform. I do have a palette roulette video showcasing this palette, and I'll go ahead and link that up in the cards as well. There are so many beautiful colors in this that I really thought I was going to get on with it. It is right up my alley as far as color scheme. That green initially I thought was just a beautiful color. It got hard panned so fast on every single one of these shadows, and I just hated it. Well, not hated, I guess that's a strong word, but I just didn't get along with it at all, and I was really sad about not getting along with it at all. So that is it for my disappointing products of 2019. Again, these aren't products that came out in 2019 necessarily, but they are products that I tried in 2019 for the first time and just didn't find myself getting on with them. I found myself really disappointed by them, to be honest. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoyed it enough that you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. I also hope that you enjoyed it enough that you're also considering subscribing to my channel. I would really love to have you along for this crazy ride of mine. What were your disappointing products of 2019? I would really love you guys to sound off down in the comments section if you know of a product that you've used that wasn't mentioned in my video, or that you've heard other people mention as a really disappointing product. Please put it down in the description or down in the comments section. Let everybody else know about it. Help us to keep from buying crap products. I really hope that you guys are having an amazing December and not letting the stress of this month get to you. And I hope that you'll stick around. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. And until next time, bye guys.